The next day, lunch. Oh, we're just skipping all that stuff. The end of the day, coming back, that whole beginning part. We didn't even try looking for her then. No, we just go off to the next day at lunch. We're just gonna try here. Alright. Alrighty. I'm going to try to find Sachi again, but first. Alright, I need some help, but let's make it quick. We're holding a war council as we're finishing up our lunches. Quick, it is. What do you think is the best way to become friends with her? What makes you think I know? Okay, no, not just her. I mean in general. How do you make friends? I wouldn't know. I don't make friends. I say to my friend. Didn't you have any friends at your old school? Well, yeah, but... Then you should know, shouldn't you? No, it's not like I had to try to make friends. I just became friends with some people without even realizing it, I guess. That's why I need advice from you. Because I know you have, like, millions of friends. What with your cheery demeanor and whatnot. That's kind of what happens to everyone. Okay, my turn now. Akemi, who had been silent up until now, suddenly shouts, startling me. Honestly, I don't think she'll have any useful advice on this subject, but I want to eat my lunch, so I stay quiet and let her talk. Makun, the answer is simple. You just have to remember when you first met us. It's a little depressing if our first meeting is the only frame of reference she has. When I met you. Yeah, 'cause we became friends pretty easily. Of course, it's not like you could resist my fantastic charm, but still. No, at the time I was thinking, these guys are weird. I only got to know you out of morbid curiosity. What? That's mean! The fact that you're able to get along with us nerds means you're also weird, doesn't it? I'm not denying it. No, deny it. I'm not a nerd. I don't know what you're so worried about. You're more sociable than me, and not as loud as Akemi. Why are you guys always ganging up on me? Anyway, the point is that you don't want to scare her away, right? Yeah, pretty much. You're ignoring me again. And you were going to find her today, right? Yeah, I'm planning to, but I want to eat my lunch here. Last time I met her, having food with me just got in the way. Besides, I don't want to spend the entire lunch break with her and leave these two hanging. Oh god, sneeze. Ah, go away. Are you sure you can stand being away from us? Sometimes I think this guy can read minds. He really doesn't look like it, but he does care about other people. I think I'll manage. I'm more worried about leaving you alone with Akemi. Don't remind me. I do like having someone else around who can keep this fool in check. What did you just call me? He called you a fool. Now I wonder if I should even go. You sure you can keep her in check on your own if I'm not here? Then again, Sachi should be finishing up her lunch soon. I've been finishing up my own lunch in a hurry as we were talking as well. Since Sachi's eating alone, she probably won't take long to finish her food. Sachi, is that the one-eyed girl? Come to think of it, I don't remember her whole name. Ah, right. Usui Sachi. Sachi, huh? Well, she'll be Sachan then. When you finally introduce her to me, I'll call her Sachan. That reminds me, when I first met Akemi, she immediately gave me the nickname Ma-kun. And she didn't even seem to care that I'd only known her for about a minute. Not that I dislike her, but the speed at which she gets close to people is a bit unsettling, to say the least. You're deciding on a nickname for her before you even meet her. Well, I'm the one who's going to go meet her. I'm not the one who's going to go meet her. Ma-kun, hurry up and introduce her to us so I don't have to worry about befriending her on my own. Yeah, I get it. In that case, I'd better hurry so Akemi doesn't have to worry. Doesn't have to think too hard and risk shorting out her brain. My brain isn't going to short out. Hey, wait a minute. Good luck. Thanks. I'll need it. I glance at the whining Akemi before packing up my lunchbox and leaving the classroom. Of course, there's no guarantee I'll actually find her. Sachi is probably just finishing her lunch by now, and I'm sure she'll go somewhere else when she does. There's also the possibility she chose to eat somewhere else in order to avoid me. I guess I won't know until I go, though. Ah, well, there she is. Alright, she's here after all. Same place, same frightened look, same bat channel. Hey, how's it going? Hello. Is she on guard again this time? She seems calmer than she did yesterday. She looks like she just finished her lunch. Her lunchbox is closed. Now, what do? I suppose I should think of something to say, first of all. I'm not trying to scare you or anything. I just want to be friends, you know. Friends? Her darting eye tells me that I still don't have her trust yet. The only thing I can tell for sure is that she's suspicious of me. What do you mean? There's nothing to be suspicious of. I'm a friendly person. This is a friendly face, right? Right? Yeah. Do you not want me here? Am I that revolting to you? You don't have to... Is it? The hell was that? Oh. It's a little stormy outside. You don't have to leave, but... In that case, can I talk with you for the rest of the lunch break? Oh, okay. Great. She hasn't rejected me yet. No, all right, thanks. I sit down on the stairs next to her, same as yesterday. What were we talking about yesterday? Oh, right, something about books? Books, weird. Yeah, books. You like reading books, right? Do you read manga and stuff? I like reading novels, mostly. Just novels. I see. So you don't like manga, then? Ah. No, I like them. It's just, I don't have any money for manga, novels either. I borrow books from the library, the school's library. I mean, they don't have manga. So that's it. Hey, if you want, I can lend you some of my manga. I have a few novels too, not just manga, but I figure that she'd be more interested in what she hasn't gotten as much of a chance to read. Huh? Are you sure? Yep. What genres do you like? I mean, I don't have a ton, but my collection's not too small either. I could lend you some of my favorites. Is it really okay? You shouldn't go out of your way for me. I mean, it's fine. It's really not a big deal. I'm just happy we have something in common. I see. Thank you very much. If you have some you want to read, let me know. So what genres do you like? Any genre is fine, besides scary stories, or painful ones. Horror is no good then, eh? You don't have a favorite genre then? Sorry. Ha ha ha! There's no need to apologize. Alright. Right. The book you were reading yesterday, what was it? Can you let me see it? Oh, this? She points at the book she's laid aside next to her. It's a science fiction book. Sci-fi. You don't look like you'd be interested in that sort of thing. I'd read those too, actually. You look like you'd be more into mythology because of the one eye. I really don't care about genre. If it's interesting, I'll read it. Anything that's interesting is good, right? This looks like a good book. Anyway, now try to choose some I think you'll like. Why don't I bring some of the ones I usually recommend to people? Oh, okay. I'd really appreciate that. Yeah, no problem. By the way, how is this book? Now, I've heard of it before, but I've never actually read it. It's okay, I guess. There's a lot of tension between us now than there was yesterday. There's a lot less tension between us now than there was yesterday. I cannot read, apparently. Maybe I shouldn't be having these books. Her voice is still shaking. No, wait, that's a bigger reason to have books. I need to read. I must learn to read. Her voice is still shaky and afraid, but it looks like she's becoming a lot less. Where did less come from? Where did it come from? There's no less here. Oh god. There's none of that there. But it looks like she's becoming a lot more comfortable with me. She may not be used to talking with other people, but it doesn't seem like she's opposed to a good conversation. And then the bell interrupts us. Time to go already, huh? But at least I was able to talk to her more. That's something to be happy about. Oops, we should get going. Right. The two of us stand up and start heading down the stairs. Come back here tomorrow, okay? Now bring the manga I promised. Oh, okay. Mamoru-senpai? Yeah? I stop on the steps and turn back towards Sachi. Her voice is so quiet that it's hard to hear over the sound of our footsteps. I'm really sorry. Really? I don't mind lending out 1 or 2 books. It's not that, coming up here to talk to me, What is she getting at exactly? Usually when people offer to do nice things for you, you say thanks, not sorry. Not that you have to borrow. Not that you have to bow or anything like that. Actually, I should be thanking you for talking to me. I have very little friends here. Sorry. There you go again. Sorry, I mean, thanks, thank you. Yep, glad I could help. I can help. We're descending the stairs as we talk, and before I know it, we're at the 2nd floor, where my classroom is. She's got 1 more floor to go, since she's a first-year student. Alright, this is my stop. See you tomorrow? Sure, tomorrow then. We go our separate ways. Sachi goes to the 1st floor, while I return to my classroom on this floor. Well, I did it. I only just met her, but surprisingly, we actually made a promise to meet up again. It's only been a day, but I feel like we've gotten much closer. While I'm in my afternoon classes, I think about what kind of manga I should lend her and try to remember what's on my bookshelves. Dot. Oop. And then, the next day. Morning. I enter my classroom and notice that Akemi and Tomo are already here. They both seem very confused as they look from me to the paper bag I'm holding. Whoa, Mao-kun, what's that? Are you opening up a store? I was talking with Sachi a bit yesterday, and I told her I'd lend her some manga. I think you brought a few too many. Tomo sounds more surprised than anything. Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think so. It gives her a wide range of stuff to choose from, instead of just only being able to read what I have brought her. The medium-sized paper bag I brought along seems to be sagging under the weight of the manga inside. Didn't you notice how heavy it was when you tried to lift it? I guess I didn't somehow. I'm just too strong. This is nothing to me. This is like holding up a piece of paper. You should work out a little bit more, Tomo, if you think something like this is gonna be a little heavy. Is Sachan on Amazon? Is Sachan in Amazon or something? She's gonna have a hard time carrying back. She's gonna have a hard time carrying that bag home otherwise, you know. Now I'm starting to worry that myself. Now I don't think it'll be impossible for her, but it probably will be hard. Or maybe this is an excuse to be like, I brought you some books. She's like, oh, I can't carry this. It's too heavy. If you want, I can carry it for you. The classic carrying the books for the girl. We're checking all the boxes today. Don't you think it would be better to give the books to her a few at a time? I guess so. Now let her borrow them all eventually, I suppose. Aside from that, though, I've got some more urgent. I've got something more urgent I need to take care of right now. I quickly turn to Akemi and bow my head. Huh? What's up? Please let me see your homework. You didn't do it? Sounds just like me. This is the second time today I've heard Tomo sounding surprised. That's a new record, I think. No, yesterday I was looking through my bookshelves trying to find books I could lend Sachi. I was flipping through each book to determine whether or not it would be good for her, and, well, that's all I ended up doing last night. You're saying you spent the whole day reading manga instead of doing your homework? Not reading, skimming. I'm pretty sure. I suppose that's it in a nutshell, yeah. So, Akemi, help me out. Incidentally, there's a reason I'm asking Akemi. Despite the fact that she's kind of an airhead personality-wise, she's actually a really good student. I wouldn't say she's smart, exactly, but she does seem like the studious type. That's not to say that Tomoyori's grades are bad or anything, but it's easier to ask Akemi than him. Well, I guess I have to. I'll think of it as an investment into my future rendezvous with Sachan. Wait, don't put any weird obligations on me. No, I'm just setting the table so I can meet her sooner. Setting the table? We're not going out to eat. So you don't want to see my homework then? I will concentrate wholly on the work at hand, so please allow me to see it. Show me the work. Oh, very nice. Okay. Is it lunchtime? Seems like it's lunchtime, because we're going right here. Lunchtime. Ah, yes, I knew it. Before I can think about which books I'm going to lend her, I have to haul all the manga I brought up to the stairway to the roof first. Hey, what's up? Hello, Mamoru-senpai. What's that? Her gaze shifts onto my paper bag. Does it really stand out that much? Probably. Now I picked out some manga for you to read, but I guess I brought a few too many. There are a lot. Do you walk to school? Oh, yes, just like I said. Do you walk to school? Why, yes, I do. If you want, I can carry it home for you. Yes, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Do it. Say yes, yes. Yes. Nah, I thought you might. I brought 2 or 3 different series, so go ahead and pick out what you want to read. You can take a few at a time. I don't want to overload you. No, come on. You're missing your chance. Say you'll walk her home! Say it! Sorry. Nah, I'm the one who should be apologizing. Anyway, check these out. Okay. The bag crinkles as I dig my hand into it, and I pile up a tower of manga onto the steps. Sachi cautiously extends a hand toward the tower, but she looks like she's about to commit some grave sin. I guess she's never borrowed manga from anyone before. She looks scared for some reason. But she starts to sort through them, and as she's reading the summaries and flipping through the pages of the books, her expression loosens up little by little. ... This one looks really interesting. ... No, I saw a bunch of copies of this one lined up at the bookstore a little while ago. I mean, sorry, my voice got a little hoarse there. I saw a bunch of copies of this one lined up at the bookstore a little while ago. ... This one. Ugh. If I remember right, they say they're going to make it into a movie. Uh-oh. That can't be good. That never ends up well, does it? So, did you find one you like? Yes, they all look so interesting. I can't decide. This one? And this one. Wait, no, this one. Come on, man. Just say you'll lend them all to her and that you'll walk her home with them. Just say it! Now I wait patiently as Sachi begins to fidget restlessly and turn her head to me for guidance. There's no hurry. Pick whichever you want. The bell drowns out my sentence. More time had passed than I realized. There's no way it's been like all of lunch. Sorry. Okay, I'll take this one and this one. Hey, are you doing anything after school, or are you going right home? I'm going right home. Now I can help you carry them to your house. Yes, there you go. After class, wait for me at the school's gates. Huh? I hastily pack up the manga back into the paper bag, and before she can say anything, I'm already heading down the stairs with the bag in my arms. My strong arms, yeah. Just before I turn the corner, I catch a glimpse of Sachi and say, "See you after school." Wait, senpai! Having more or less forced this onto her, I leave the shaken Sachi and return to my classroom. Yep, that's right. We did it. After school. Oh, where are we going? Are we going to the gate? Now, the real question is she going to be here, or is she going to chicken out? ... I leave the school building, carrying the heavy paper bag, but not in these arms. I have no idea how far Sachi's house is from the school, but it wouldn't be right to make her carry all this home. Come to think of it, I don't even know where her house is. It's probably a good thing, considering I met her 2 days ago, and if I knew where she lived, that'd be creepy. I don't know what I'm going to do if it's far in the opposite direction of my own house. You're just gonna keep walking. You're not even gonna say your house is in the opposite direction. You're gonna say, oh, my house is this way anyway. You're going to lie to spend time with her. That's how it goes, I think. No, I agreed to do this. So even if it is in the opposite, I think I'm drooling on myself. Or maybe I spit. Oh, God. Now I'll go all the way there. Now I really didn't think this through, did I? Now that I think about it, it's like I'm tricking her into showing me where her home is. Isn't it kind of creepy? If someone you've only known for a few days finds out where you live, I wouldn't say that. What if she does think I'm creepy? I mean, you have a bunch of, like, those movies and shows where people go on first dates and he's like, oh, let me walk you home. They only known each other, not even a full day. Probably like 2-3 hours they've known each other, and he would already know where that person lives. I mean, usually it's an apartment and whatnot, so he'd be like, huh, you live in this building. but I wouldn't say it's like creepy. What if she thinks I'm creepy? As I'm thinking about this, I leave the gates and survey the area. Where is Asachi? I suddenly worry that she silently left without me. I guess I was too pushy. I didn't even wait for her to agree to let me walk her home. Because we knew she would say no, and that way, she has to let... Nope, that is starting to sound creepy now. I'll stop right there. If she decided to go home on her own, it wouldn't be out of place, and I would have no right to complain anyway. If that's the case, wouldn't she have come to my classroom to give me back my manga first? Oh, well, there's our answer. Senpai? No sooner do I hear her voice than I realize she's standing next to me, looking up. Where the hell did she come from? She really snuck up on me. Shall we go? I look over and confirm that it is in fact her next to me, then watch as she quickly leaves the campus, staring at the ground with an uneasy expression. It seems like she wants to avoid being seen. I continue after her, hauling the heavy paper bag alone. About 10 meters on, oh god, this is a meters game. About 10 meters on, we turn down a narrow side road, and she slows down to a more normal pace before turning to look at me. She seems to have forgotten what she was about to say. Sorry for forcing this on to you. Forcing you to do this. You must think I'm a jerk. No, you're not a jerk. I wouldn't go that far. I think I should go home alone. I don't want to cause you any trouble. I seem to think about it a bit. Hang on, I seem to think about it a bit before thrusting the manga-filled bag at Sachi. She hurriedly throws out her arms to try to take it, but... Eep! As I take my hands off the bag, Sachi falls forward under its weight. The bundle of books lands with a deep thump as it hits the ground. Yep, turns out she isn't an Amazon after all. See? That's too heavy for you, isn't it? That's why I'm carrying it for you. If you do hate me, though, you should say so. I pick up the bag of manga again with ease. But isn't it going to be a pain for you? Nope. If it was a pain, I'd tell you. Don't worry about it, Sachi. Aren't I the one being a pain here? If you think about it, isn't following someone I barely know to her house kind of rude? No, I don't mind if it's you following me to my house. What do you mean by that? I don't mind if it's you stalking me to my home. Really? Well, I'm glad then. So, which way is your house? This way. Alright, let's get going. Oh, okay. The two of us start walking at a steady pace, side by side. Sachi takes short steps, but since I'm weighed down by the heavy books, I match her speed perfectly. What's up? Which way is your house? If it's in the opposite direction, I mean, if that's the case, I can carry the manga on my own. You clearly have just demonstrated that you couldn't. What do you mean you can carry it yourself? Interesting. Sachi started talking to me on her own. That makes me strangely happy, even if it's only a minor thing. Mamoru-senpai? No worries. This isn't the street I usually take, but my house is in this direction. What street do you turn on? I don't turn, the street changes, but basically, I head in this direction the whole way. I see. That's good. My house is pretty much straight ahead. So you're probably right in the same neighborhood. Does it take long for you to get to school?
I think I'm pretty close. It doesn't take too long or anything.
Is that so? Cool.
Isn't that heavy? I think I can help you carry it.
Don't worry. They ain't heavy in these arms. I don't know how many times I'm going to be doing that, but I'm going to keep doing it. No, I'm telling you, it's fine. I did drag this all the way to school from my house this morning, you know.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Come on, I'm the one who invited myself to come along with you. So there's nothing you need to apologize for. You're not doing anything wrong.
Well, okay. Thank you.
No problem. Anyway, tomorrow's the weekend, isn't it? Don't worry about rushing through the books just to get them back to me. You have plenty of time after all.
Yeah, I guess so. Thank you. ...
The two of us lapse into silence for a little while as we continue on. On the way, I noticed something. Even though we're generally headed in the same direction, we were when we started, Sachi keeps changing streets. I think it's because she's avoiding streets with a lot of people on them. On top of that, whenever we get to the end of a street, she bows her head as she walks, looking down at the ground. Hey, is your house on the other side of the shopping mall? I want her to stop looking down, so I try to strike up a conversation again.
No, we're not going that far. It's just a little further from here. We should be able to see it soon.
I see. My house is a little ways behind us. It's a different street, but we really are in the same neighborhood.
Oh, really? That's my house, over there.
Alright. It's a pretty nice looking place. She points at the house a little ways ahead of us. ... Oh, this is your place, huh? We've arrived at a solitary, small, nondescript house.
Thank you very much. I can take them up to my room from here.
Okay, sure. I gently hand her the manga, being sure not to drop it into her arms this time. Then, with a metal clank, the door to Sachi's house opens. Oh, hello, madam. Surprised, the two of us turn toward the sound. The woman who comes out stares back at me for a moment, but she quickly focuses on Sachi, narrowing her eyes.
Aunts.
Oh, oops, I skipped. Go back. Okay, Mayumi.
Aunt Mayumi, are you going out?
Sachi looks like she's about to cry as she lowers her head, trying to avoid looking at the woman. The person Sachi referred to as Aunt Mayumi is a slender woman with perfect posture and two normal eyes instead of one giant one. Yes, something urgent has come up at work, Sachi. Who is this boy? She looks over. Who is this boy, Sachi? You bringing boys home now? She looks me over from top to bottom, her face grave and unsmiling, and her eyes creep onto the bag I gave Sachi. She's beautiful, but her stare is so icy it sends a shivers down my spine.
This from school. Students.
Sachi's voice is tiny, and she bows her head again, flustered, and I'm not sure the woman can hear her. Should I try to point that out? She turns to Sachi, but before she can speak, I open my mouth. I am Fukunaga. Hold on. Fukunaga. I am Fukunaga. Fukunaga Mamoru. I recently transferred schools and met Sachi a few days ago. I came with her so I could carry the bag of books and manga I'm letting her borrow. I tried to say this as politely as possible, but I'm probably talking way too quickly. I definitely wasn't. I see. Thank you for doing that for her, Mamoru-kun. Her speech is polite, but she says this in a very flat tone. It's hard to tell what she's thinking. Of course. Now, I must get going. Sachi, since you're late, you'll have to eat alone.
Oh, okay.
With that, the woman rushes out of the house. I watch her for a bit until she turns the street corner, but she never looks back this way. A family member, eh? You called her your aunt?
Yes, my mother's sister. I'm living with her right now.
I see. I want to ask about her family situation, but swallowed the thought and ask what I think is more important. That woman, your aunt, Mayumi, does she treat you badly?
Huh? No, not at all. I can't really seem to get close to her, though.
Oh. I don't know if Sachi's bad at telling lies or not, but it doesn't seem like a lie, at least. She might be getting her injuries from being bullied at school after all, but without knowing how her family treated her, I couldn't be sure. Okay, I'm going home. You can return the manga whenever.
Oh, sure. Really, thank you so much.
See you next week.
Yeah, see you.
Sachi hoists the bag of manga up with a grunt and heads inside. After making sure she made it inside all right, I start walking toward my own house. I'm worried that our relationship isn't coming along as well as I had hoped, but at least it doesn't seem like she's being abused by her family. At any rate, I think we've gotten just a little bit closer than we were before, and I smile as I think about that. Hooray for us. Oh, different little thing? Act 3. Have one's eye on. Wait, wasn't the last one talking about Act 3? How did the axe thing... Huh? How do they work? Oh well.